Okay, hey, welcome to this pick a card reading. It's timeless, meaning that whenever you're watching it is when it's for. Um, but I wanted to use this, and I'm filming it the day before the um Aries solar eclipse, and I wanted to just use this energy. Sorry, now I wanted to just use this energy to do this reading because I'm finding it really inspiring, but also really powerful. And there's an awful lot going on. It's at the anaretic degree, which is the 29th degree of a sign, which is kind of a critical degree. And it's about kind of like the letting go or the destruction of something before something new happens. And this is in the sign of Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac, where we initiate things, where we move forward with action and vigor with things. It's also like just before Mercury goes into retrograde. It's already in shadow. It's just before the sun moves into Taurus. Just before that sun in Taurus squares with Pluto. There's an awful lot going on. Mars, the ruler of Aries, the planet of action and kind of war, is over in Cancer, which is the sign of the moon. And so this is a solar eclipse, which is a new moon in Aries. So Cancer is the sign of the moon. I just find there's an awful lot of reciprocity and synchronicity going on, an awful lot of kind of newness coming in, but this kind of shedding with the Pluto and the shedding with the anaretic degree, and what have we learned and what's no longer coming with us. I know that the planet or the asteroid Pallas Athena is over in Cancer as well, and it's kind of like, not exactly square to Jupiter. She's the daughter of Jupiter, who was born out of his head, and she's all about kind of like, she's like Mars's sister. She's a strategic warrior, so she has this kind of more big picture view, and this more kind of like critical thinking of like planning and strategizing. But she's square. She's kind of like in this kind of challenging position against her father, um, in Aries. And interestingly, just for me personally, this solar eclipse is on my Pallas Athene. So I'm kind of wondering what that kind of means for me. So my kind of like creative problem solving, my strategic thinking, which is also conjunct to my moon. So maybe that's why I'm kind of feeling this energy like a bit more, but I think it's quite strong for a lot of people at the moment. But obviously more so if you've planets there. So anyway, big long spiel. We're gonna, whichever card you're drawn to, whichever crystal you're drawn to, or whichever number in the timestamps you're drawn to, go for that one. We're going to take a deep breath in and out. In again and out. Once more and out. Now, whichever card your third eye is kind of buzzing towards, go for that one, or whichever crystal your position, your eye is drawn towards, try and go for that one. If you're not feeling any, just kind of imagine you're picking each one and see how your gut feels, or see how your third eye feels in between your eyebrows. See if they do there's any physical sensation. Like imagine you're going to pick the smoky quartz, or imagine you're going to pick the amethyst, or imagine you're going to pick the quartz. Okay, so group 1, 2, 3. And so I'm going to pause the video now and we'll go into group 1. The timestamps will be below for the others. Okay, group 1, welcome to your reading. This is just like what's next, what's coming next, and we're just channeling this energy of this solar eclipse and everything else that's going on astrologically. So you've chosen the smoky quartz. I think it might be a different type of smoky quartz. I'm not sure what the name is. However, smoky quartz is of the quartz family, but it's very protective. It's really about kind of shielding oneself. And using this kind of protective energies. It's also very healing because it's made of quartz, but the smokiness of it brings this kind of grounding, protective energy towards it. So you may feel the need to be a bit kind of, you may have been on guard right now, or you may have a feeling that you need to be kind of a little bit more boundaried, or maybe need to do kind of like a protection ritual or something, which is actually quite interesting because back in the day, like the ancient like Egyptians and I think the Babylonians as well, around eclipses, they felt the need, they thought something ominous or bad was going to happen. So a lot of different cultures did actually, when there was an eclipse going on, they kind of thought, so in some of them, they thought that the moon was eating the sun, or a monster was eating the sun or the moon, and they felt that they needed to kind of like do a ritual or make noise or something to kind of ward this away, or to protect themselves or protect their gods or protect their people. So you may be feeling a bit vulnerable and in need of protection. So a protection ritual might be quite interesting for you to do. And basically what that would just mean would be kind of like lighting a candle, maybe a dark candle, using a smoky quartz if you have one, and just feeling into the earth and grounding yourself using your breath. And imagining a kind of protective bubble around you, or also kind of just grounding exercises like being out in the grass with your bare feet. It's kind of, I know it's not warm right now, but it's like, it's you could do it for a few minutes. It's not so bad. So yeah, that's just coming from the crystal. So maybe you were drawn to that for that reason. Okay, time to breathe out. So you've got the disseminating moon, which is, it's a moon kind of like just after the full moon. So it's kind of like something was building up, something was peaking, something was, you were expecting something or waiting for something, kind of waiting for someone or something to be judged or resolved or something, and you're kind of like, oh God, okay, waiting for that, or will they like it, will they not, or will I get it, will I not, will this go well, will I do well, or something like this. Oh, or I hope this passes, or I hope the results are okay, or you were kind of expecting something or waiting for something was kind of coming to conclusion, or something was coming to conclusion or coming to its peak or ending or judging or something like this. And now it's kind of time to go. It's past, and the cards are where they are. Everything it's laid where it's laid. And you're kind of going, okay, kind of surveying where you are and kind of what's happened. Don't know if that's positive or negative, but it's kind of like breathing out to kind of go, okay, now what? Okay. And kind of actually strategizing and planning what way to go forward from this. But there's kind of there's an energy of not moving forward yet. There's an energy of needing to stop for a moment and to consider everything that has just gone on before moving forward, to kind of see where the lay of the land is a little bit. Okay, so this could have been like a message from someone coming in, or some information from somewhere coming in. And you could have been waiting for kind of the results of something. You could have been waiting for an email. You could have been waiting to hear back from someone, a phone call or something. And you were kind of holding your breath, waiting for this kind of event or this information to kind of come to you. And you were worried about it. So with the Nine of Swords, it was stressful. It was worry. This would indicate that you weren't in tune with your breath, that you weren't in flow, that you weren't accessing that your breath properly. It would indicate that you were anxious and that you were kind of caught up in your chest, that you felt kind of a little bit trapped and maybe even panicky about something, about this information that was coming in, or this message or this phone call or these results or something like that. Yeah, so there has been an awful lot of maybe stress, anxiety, in some cases panic, or just kind of like being stuck, because you still have been stuck here. So you can see here, this is the Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is kind of, it's secure, it's stable, it is where it is, it's flat. There is a level of success involved with it. You've built something up, you got to a certain position, a certain level, but now it's kind of stuck there. There's a fear around losing something. So the message that you could have been waiting to hear from, or the results or something, it could have meant that you would have potentially lost something, or potentially lost the stability that you had. Something around that. So there was a fear of moving forward, or just not able to move forward. And this kind of anxiety was kind of keeping you stuck here. Not being able to grow anything, not being able to move forward, just kind of stuck on this level of the Four of Pentacles. And so the Four of Pentacles, it's kind of like it kind of is mirroring this kind of energy of the smoky quartz for me a little bit, in that it's got its boundaries up, it's put up these barriers, it's protecting itself because it fears something. It feels like it needs to protect something. It feels like it needs to not be vulnerable, or not let just anyone or everything in. And maybe it was just that because you were so anxious, you had to just, kind of be a bit stoic, so that you could just kind of do your day-to-day life, or just get on with the day-to-day practicalities of life. Even though you were going through all of this stress and anxiety under the surface, you were trying to keep a straight face, or trying to just kind of get on with things, just to keep everything at an even keel, while this was all going on. This information could be around a loved one, from a loved one. It could also be around an animal, because an older animal, because this smoky quartz is kind of supposed to take care of or protect older animals, just before, like, they move on, or they pass on, or before they have an operation. It's linked to arthritis as well, so there could be something around that. I feel like once this information comes in and you take a breath out, you're going to be able to feel what the full weight of everything, and you're going to be able to deal with it. You're going to be able to deal with it. It's not anything that you can't deal with. It's not knocking you to the ground. It seems like the anxiety, what was going on in your head, the worry in your head, is bigger than what it actually is. You're actually able to whatever this information is, or the results are, or the situation was, it's that you're able to deal with it in a mature way, and you are able to kind of be there for someone, or someone will be there for you if it's about you, if that makes sense. So it's like you might be called upon to be of emotional support to someone, or you might call on someone to be your emotional support. Could be a family member. It could also be in a professional capacity. You could be going to see a therapist or something, because we have the Knight of Pentacles here also, which can be like you paying someone for this kind of emotional support. Or it could also be kind of someone, love. Yeah, it could be around a loved one, or you were worried about a loved one, or a loved one was worried about you. I think it's you worried about a loved one, though. And excuse me, but it seems like you're able to deal with this. The build up in your head was more or something, or yeah, it's like it might be a bit of a long, this breathing out period, this kind of re-strategizing and this seeing what needs to happen, seeing where the land lies. There might be kind of, this is a period of planning, and the planning, there might be kind of this kind of like slow journey, step-by-step journey that needs to happen with regards to something. Now that could be kind of like therapy or something like that, but even just the emotional support that you may have to give to a loved one. It may be, it kind of may be, it may be long. Now I don't see it as super, super long, but it may be kind of like, it's not going to be just for a day or two. It may be over a longer period, or it may be a slower period. It's maybe a slow period of time. The Two of Wands. So that's kind of like being pulled in different directions, or taking two different directions and not being sure which direction to take. So underneath that, there's kind of this, you may not know which way to go, but I see you very grounded. There may be a fork in the road eventually about not knowing which way to turn or which way to go, but that's not for right now. I think it's about being there for your loved one, or that loved one, allowing your loved ones be there for you. So this is kind of like, if we're saying that this is what's kind of coming next, it all looks very kind of, doable. Kind of standing in your power here, goddess of the shadows. What you perceive to be your dark side holds a hidden treasure. And I think you might be coming into your power here with regards to this. There was all this kind of stress around anxiety and this kind of apprehension about what was going to happen, or this information coming in. And now that you've heard the information and it has come in, or the results have come in, or the situation has kind of moved into the next stage, you're able to stand in this power now, and you're able to be aligned and to be there for yourself and whoever needs you to be there for you, needs you to be there for them, if that makes sense. So it's like this awful bad situation that you were anticipating is actually what's driving you into, it's not as bad as you thought it was going to be. Doesn't mean it's amazing. It just means that you're very well equipped and capable to do what it is that you need to do surrounding your loved one. And I think just bringing love into the situation as well. You're more than capable of whatever's going on. It's also, this meditation card just keeps looking up at me, and it's just something about, I feel like meditation and maybe kind of doing shadow work or something around that. Reflective work with your loved one. Pouring love into your dark side or your shadow side, or what you perceive to be shadow side, if this is to do with kind of like illness as well, something to do with looking at that and putting love into it and pouring love into it, and meditating and going for walks and being in nature, this groundedness, so that more growth can happen in the future. Because look, she's fully vibrant and growth oriented here. She's got her chakras are aligned, everything, all these abundant leaves around her, the serpent and the kundalini is rising within her, and she's just in her power. Like, there's so much coming from this, it's like the opposite of that. So yeah, look, that's what I have for you. It's just kind of what's next is that you're fully capable of dealing with whatever is next. Now is not the time to move forward with something, but to just kind of see where you are with something and know that you're fully capable of dealing with whatever situation is coming up for you next. Okay, so that's what I have for you, Group 1. I hope you got something from it. Thank you. Okay, hi Group 2. Here is your pick a card reading. So this is about kind of like what's coming next. Yeah, what's just showing up next in your energy. You may be feeling anxious at the moment, or on the other side of that, you could be feeling quite clairvoyant or attuned, or you could be doing some work to do with your third eye in between your eyebrows. You could be kind of seeing visions, or you could be wanting to enhance your clairvoyance or your intuition. You could be more drawn to things and you're kind of noticing where that energy is taking you and kind of following it maybe. Or it could simply that your mind is overactive, you're overthinking certain things and maybe kind of stressing and worrying about them. And that could mean that you need to get out of your head and more into your body also. Okay, so that's just kind of like to do with the crystal amethyst. So you've got the new moon in Virgo, which is a time to give rather than take. So the new moon in Virgo, that happens it's during Virgo season, so it's either late August or the first half of September. So Virgo is all about healing and the body. So I'm not sure, are you worried about something to do with your body or your nutrition or healing or something? There's something that you need to heal. Or you could be more intuitive about what you need to heal or what's going on with your body. Virgo also rules the digestive system, so it could be something around what you're eating or how you're processing certain types of foods. Maybe you're becoming more sensitive to certain types of foods. It could be about, it's the new moon, so it's about starting something or committing to something. And it could be about planning and kind of organizing something around your lifestyle, making it healthier, or your food, your nutrition, doing something around that, something practical, starting something practically to do with your nutrition and your food, and maybe exercise, your day-to-day routine. Virgo loves the routine, so it could be just kind of like your morning routine or something, like simply just adding something to your morning routine or even starting one, or an evening routine or something around routine. But it's kind of about being of service as well. It's not 100%, it's kind of like, oh, what am I doing this for? Or what, nobody gives me anything, or nobody's helping me out, or not knowing what way to go. If you don't know what way to go, this is kind of saying just be of service and something will show up. Yeah, okay. So this is really positive. I think your heart, this is the start of something where you're going to be harvesting something. So the full moon, so the full moon in Virgo happens when? So that's in February, March, the end of February, March, during Pisces season. So there's something about the start of this cycle. Now, it doesn't have to be this timing that I'm saying, like end of August, start of September, or until the end of February, start of March. But that is just the Virgo moon cycle, where you have the new moon in Virgo, which is starting something, planting the seeds of something, and then it culminating or being ending or being time to harvest. Then during Pisces season, the opposite sign at the end of February, early March. Right now you're starting something, it seems. There's the start of this new kind of direction that you're taking to do with something practical, something in your day-to-day, something in your routine. It could be around the body, it could be around nutrition. It could also just be around being more organized. There's an awful lot of, I think you're getting your ducks in a row. This is a new way of being for you, or maybe you're just recommitting to something to do with being kind of more analytical, more organized, but it's not about being critical, because Virgo can be critical. And with this amethyst here, it could be that you are being a little bit overcritical of yourself or a situation. We have, it's funny though, because maybe some of you are Aquarians also, because you've got the star here, which is wishes coming true, and you've got the amethyst here, which is an Aquarian crystal. So there's some information from the past that you've received that or someone has come in to explain something to you, or you have given someone information. Like you were diligently working on something and you gave someone that information, that report, that document, something like that. I need to kind of know more about it, but you've got the Nine of Pentacles here, which is Virgo. That's a Virgo card. So the Nine of Pentacles is Venus in Virgo. So you value things being organized. You value your routine. You value ritual. You make money from ritual. You make money from nature. You make money from organizing something. There could be something here just about organizing closets. It's kind of random, but, or kind of like being, I don't know, like of service to someone kind of in their home, or being like of service to someone, kind of looking after their home, looking after their garden, cooking for them. But it's really working out for you, whatever this is. I need more information, because that's very, very, and then under this deck, you've got the Ten of Materials. Okay, all these positive cards. Okay, let's take out the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords isn't, it's just information, it's just data, it's just something coming in or something going out from you. I don't know what it is yet. You've got the Nine of Pentacles. It's really kind of like being self-sufficient, kind of making it kind of financially. You're at a certain level of success. You've built it up. You can see how far you've come. You've worked really hard for this. You're reaping the rewards of that. And you were very like, you've got it. You're very self-sufficient. The Star, which is all about healing as well. So you've got two healing here. But also it's linked to your hopes and dreams and wishes. It's about like what they are, and having those in your mind and having them manifest. And then you've got the Ten of Cups over here, which is happiness, contentment, like having everything that you want, emotionally feeling content no matter what situation you're in. You seem to be very content here. You've got the Knave of Pentacles, which is the Page of Pentacles, which is kind of like putting plans in place, putting things together, taking the first step, being excited about that. Yeah, it's kind of like there's this newness here. There's this newness here about setting something in motion and eventually having it's going to pay off. But it's letting go of something, because you've got death under here. Death. So death is letting go of something, the ending of something. It's something that needs to be left go of, so that something else can come in. And then under this deck, I mean, this isn't, I just picked it up just to clarify what the Knight of Swords was, but the Ten of Materials, that's like being secure, stable, generational wealth, building a company, business, getting a promotion, just something very stable and secure. you seem like you're starting, you're kind of leveling up into this very kind of secure and stable. Is this like a job offer or something? Stable and secure level. Maybe you're the one who has people kind of taking care of you. So what is this Knight of Swords? The Knight of Swords. Okay, so the Knight of Swords is something, you're disappointed by something. Something from the past disappointed you. And the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Something in the past disappointed you and prevented you from moving forward on a path that you wanted to take. Okay. And, okay, one more for that. Potentially around a love option or something that you were... No, I need more information about that. Okay, so you got the King of Swords and the Knight of Emotions. So you got a message. So this Knight of Swords came in giving you a message from someone else. It's like, was it their secretary or something, or someone who was in service to this other person? And it disappointed you, but then it sent you off on this other journey. I don't know if you took things into your own hands and decided to cut that person out or cut that thing out. I'm not sure about that. I want to go into the Nine of Pentacles. Maybe something else will come up. Okay, something initially didn't work out, but then this other offer came in from this Muse of Voices, this King of Pentacles. So the first thing didn't work out. You thought you were going on one path. You ended up not. So then you got this other offer from someone else, potentially a job. And that was more harmonious for you. I think you got another offer, or you got help from someone else so that you could start your own business, or perhaps go out on your own, or else lead a project yourself, or try something creative yourself also. But you did receive help from someone else, potentially this King of Voices, but you could also be this King of Voices. But someone did help you, and there's this give and take. And I think maybe now are you a time to give rather than take? I think it might be, is it time for you to return the favor or something? The Knight of Emotions, like that's wishes coming true. And this, like being able to materialize into the physical realm, whatever it is you're feeling and thinking. Okay, and who's the star? What's the star? Yeah, it's kind of like it's taken work. You know it's taken work, but it's probably going to take a little bit more work, but your dreams are coming true. Three of Voices, like there's ups and downs on this way. It seems barren. Sometimes it seems like you won't make it, but you will. Or it seems like if someone else is the star, you being of service to them might feel heavy, and it might feel like burnout actually. Okay, these two fell out, and you might need to leave that, walk away from something and make a decision. You're not sure, but where's this 10 of Cups from? This is a little confusing, to be honest. Something from the past didn't work out, but another offer came in, and that put you in a certain position where you were maybe indebted to someone else and had to play the part for someone else. And now, you're kind of, but now everything seems to be working working out. You've made it, or someone else has made it. It's just taken a long time to get here. And it's time to help those who have helped you in the past, or it's time to help those who need your help, or who have been in a similar situation to you. I think you've got, I think you might be, I think what you want may be changing. Like, I think maybe you were kind of singularly focused before, but now things are changing. Yeah, you're a little bit apathetic about maybe this stardom and this this, what's that word, fame perhaps. I think there are parts of this fame, if fame is part of it, or this kind of being well known, that you don't like. It leaves you a bit vulnerable. It leaves you to overworking, to burnout. You want to walk away from it, and you need to make a decision around it, because even though you seem very happy on the surface here, it seems like a bit of a facade, and that you need to kind of get in and go a bit deeper into understanding what it is that you want. There's something that needs to be left go of. Yeah, the Hermit. It's like being alone, going within and seeing what you really want, who you really are. I think you might be faking it or something for a while. The fun has gone out of it. You need to have fun. You need to intend to have fun, because it seems like there's all this like, oh, this is amazing. I've got everything I've wanted, or it looks good to the outside to everyone else. But then underneath all this, there's kind of like, I think you preferred it when you were at a lower level or something. You were more in control. You preferred it when you weren't the star, when you weren't the one in the limelight, when you weren't the one who had all the responsibility, when you weren't the one who had to be kind of vulnerable and looked up to. I think you preferred it when you were of service. It was easier for you. I think there's something around you changing your mind around what your hopes and dreams are, and realizing that actually I need to be of service. That's what I need. I've changed my tune around, I need the fame and the glory and all this. I just want to be of service in my life, rather than be the leading man or woman or person around whatever it is that's going on. It's interesting actually that's got like crystals in it. Make your intentions as pure as crystal, and what you will manifest will be just so. Be precise and honest, and that is exactly what you will receive back, because it's just here in the Nine of Pentacles where you have this level of success. Now you haven't reached the top of anything, but you're getting there, and you've paid off, you've done a lot, you've paid out a lot of dues there, you've done a lot of hard work, you've got a level of stability and success. It's underneath here where you have the most harmony and joy. You've got sharing, and you've got manifestation, and under the rest of them there seems to be this kind of discord going on, or this kind of uncertainty, and even in this case kind of sadness and burnout and stress. And over here, this disappointment or something like that. So I don't know, do you need to take a step back in something? You're kind of apathetic about the happiness that you've achieved from this. So I don't know if you need to take a step back and be of service. Maybe not literally a step back, but just kind of like a rerouting of what your desires are. And maybe you kind of just have changed a little bit. Yeah, angel of psychic ability. Your intuitive and psychic abilities are strong as present, which is why you've gotten this, you chose this amethyst as well, which is why you've gotten like the star, which is Aquarius, which is quite psychic, and you've also got Virgo, which is also um she's the healer, like, you know, she's intuitive with regards to like nature and the body. Yeah, I think there's something around your clairvoyancy happening right now, and I think there's a reshuffling with regards to what you need to do around that, or how you need to go about achieving your dreams. And I think it's the time to give rather than receive, to be of service, to make a plan around that if you don't know what to do or which step to take or how to use this. That's kind of how I think is what you're being told. But definitely it seems you're very, very powerful, very, very intuitive, very, very um getting really, really in tune with it if you haven't been, if this is new for you, because you have all this, you've got this Pisces watery energy as well, and you've got all this kind of positivity coming from it. So it's kind of, yeah, to use it of service right now, I think is the main message. So yeah, that's your reading. I hope you got something from it. It was a bit convoluted. It kind of seemed a little bit confusing, to be honest, saying one thing but something else being underneath. And I wonder if that's kind of to do with as well you having these psychic abilities but kind of like hiding them and just like presenting yourself as someone who maybe doesn't do any of that or have any of that, or is someone who isn't interested in all that but hides that from everyone else, and then goes about fulfilling these dreams according to what everyone else says you should be fulfilling. So I think there's this kind of like maybe step back and going within and being of service to do with, to be of service to your psychic ability as well, like to just kind of step into that and acknowledge it and ask what it needs to be done with it, or where you should go with it, or if you should use it. It's really, really interesting. Anyway, it's very long-winded. I hope you got something from that. Thanks, group 2. Okay, group 3. Hi. So you chose the quartz. So quartz is a master healer. So you could be in need of healing something just generally overall. There mightn't be something that's very specific to you right now, or you could be very clear on something, or getting very clear, or need to get clear about something, and maybe kind of start to focus or hone something in your life. That's just around, so around healing or the need to focus something. It's just around the crystal. Yes, okay. Your commitment is being tested. So the first quarter moon. So this means that there may be kind of like, well, it's actually kind of tying in with the quartz, because it's just the fact that it's also in a point as well. The need to get focused and to be clear about something and to fully commit to something, because it feels like there's some challenges that are coming up with the path that you're on, that you have decided to do something and that you now need to recommit, because there might be a fly in the ointment or something, or there might be things coming up that are trying to prevent you, or kind of go like, come here, are you sure you really want this? Because I'm just going to start throwing all these things on the floor in front of you, and eventually you're going to, hopefully you're going to get tired of it and you're going to give up, and that's going to show me that you don't actually really want it. But if you do really want it, just know that that's all that those obstacles are for, or those challenges. There might be challenges coming up to do with that. Could be stuff coming up that needs kind of healing before you can move forward. It could literally be just not just, but like literally a commitment to your healing journey or healing something. But this is all about kind of focus. So it's something kind of very direct and definitive about this. Quite hard, it seems, or harsh. The sun. Okay, so it's really, really positive, like something to do with your maybe your identity, who you think you are, who you show up as, your ego, what you want, your happiness. Could be ooh, okay, so it could be like around how you show up for everyone or to everyone. If you're committed to your own healing, committed to your own personality, committed to your own personal journey. Yes, your commitment is being tested. Now, there's no massive obstacles here. However, there is this kind of stagnancy, almost complacency. You did set out of a path, of some sort of path authentic to you that you wanted to achieve, something that you wanted to grow, something that you wanted to achieve, something that you wanted to heal. You had the vision for that and it felt true to you. So you started to put things in place to plan for that. But it was in its infancy. It was something, there were maybe small fruits of your labor in after coming through, but nothing massive. But there was a level of contentment and excitedness about this journey that you were on. And it started out with this plan, and it seems to have kind of, there was a level of success and happiness achieved, which like ended up in kind of like this celebration and this delight. You know, it was very kind of happy. But now there seems to be this stagnancy. Now, fours indicate stability, security, but also kind of can be stagnancy. And you've got 2 4s here. And so the 2 4s together, and especially like if you look at this, it's like this tree doesn't have much growth on it. It's only got 4 pentacles up here. There's no leaves on it. It doesn't look like very nurtured. It's produced what, just the bare minimum kind of. So it feels like there's kind of this being stuck, or there's this, where else can this go? This can't go anymore. There's nothing else being produced. There's nothing else growing. This path is kind of stopped. There's a fear of losing what you have also with this. With the 4 of Wands as well, you can see it's like, oh, this is very kind of like abundant up here, and there's this bull indicating maybe kind of like Taurus, although I think the 4 of Wands is Venus in Aries, so maybe this is a ram. So if your values to do with kind of like what you're passionate about, or but like it's very high up here, so it's kind of like a little bit out of reach what you actually want. Now, you've gotten some reward here, some celebration, some success, but what you actually want is way up here, and you can't seem to get at it. And it seems to be like this too. There's something out of your reach, feels out of your reach, and you don't feel able to get it or to achieve it, or something is preventing you from achieving it. And this is like your commitment being tested. It's like, oh God, am I getting a bit complacent and kind of apathetic about it because it seems so far away from me? I'm not sure if I can keep going on this path. It just seems so far away. Oh, okay. And this, yeah, the Knight of Wands, and underneath you've got another 4. That's like, okay. So this came up, this flipped over, and then this is underneath. So the 4 of Swords, that's another 4. You've got 3 4s. Something is very stagnant, very stuck, very limiting. So this is Venus in Aries. This is the Sun in Capricorn. And what is the 4 of Swords? Is Jupiter in Libra. Like this looks like the princess. I know this is like an Alice in Wonderland kind of an idea, but this is like also like the Princess and the Pea. The sword is here under the bed. Um, and she's like thrown over the top of it, resting. Um, Normally the Four of Swords is kind of like about rest, relaxation, meditation. That could be something. But here it's kind of like almost like fatigue and giving up and okay, I can't do anymore. I just have to throw myself down. I've built this much, but I can't go any further. These three swords here are preventing me. It could be a past hurt, being burnt by someone that is preventing you from going forward, that you have this kind of lack of trust inside or something like that. I'm not so sure. This Knight of Wands, it could be this Knight of Wands who has caused that. This Knight of Wands is like someone who comes in with a very inspired, passionate kind of demeanor. They come in very quickly. I kind of feel like this potentially could be you, and it could be you having to fight off some demons so that you can move forward on your journey. Just see if there's anything else that we need to know about that. Like, what is stopping you? Like, I just want to be clear about what's stopping you from moving forward. Okay, these both came up in the reverse. Okay, so the Tower in the reverse and the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So this could literally mean that you haven't gotten over this past destruction or something that happened in your life that broke down, that didn't work out, something that some instability in the past, you have not gotten over it, which is why you're afraid that you're going to lose this stability that you had. But you want to be the sun, you want to shine, you want to be authentic. The sun is what everyone looks up to. The sun is the leader. The sun is what everyone revolves around. All the planets revolve around it. It makes everything grow. You can't have life without the sun. And yet here you are with all this kind of these bare twigs and sticks and gnarly kind of roots and kind of this like just I give up kind of not standing in power at all. And I think it's because that you think your luck hasn't changed. You can't trust that your luck has changed. You haven't gotten over something, the wool being the rug being pulled from under you, or something else failing, or something else having broken down in the past. You haven't actually gotten over that. You still feel that in your body, or you have this fear of this happening again because you don't feel like your luck has changed. Okay, so how do we get over that? Oh, yeah. I kind of sometimes see this card as fake it till you make it. This is the Six of Inspiration, which is the Six of Wands, and it's Jupiter in Leo. So you've got, like, this is the sun. The sun is the sun. The sun rules Leo. Leo is the star. Leo is the leader. Leo is the one who takes charge. Leo is the movie star. Leo is the one who's on stage. Leo is the one who puts themselves out there and who is dramatic, who shows themselves fully, authentically, truly. You've got two Leo cards here now and two Jupiter cards. Like, so you've got all this kind of luck around you, but yet three Jupiter cards, because this is also Jupiter, the wheel. You've got all this luck around you, yet you don't believe it. So I think you need to start telling that to yourself. I think you need to, this is success. This is harmony. This is like, and it's more success than this. But I think you have to truly show yourself for this to happen. I think you also need to, no matter how small they are or how little those voices are, you need to garner your fans or garner your inner voice to celebrate the small wins and take it step by step and one by one. Um, yeah, you're growing something, and you need to take all the wins that you possibly can. You need to take all the compliments you possibly can and keep them with you, so that you can believe that you're going to achieve that. That's how you're going to get keep your commitment going, to keep resolute in this decision that you have. Um, yeah, if you don't have people around you who are your number one fans, you have to be your own. So you need to kind of write compliments to yourself or something like that, or look in the mirror and say, yeah, you got this, or well done, or, pat your own self on the back. But I do feel like you've people around you. Or even people kind of like online or something to do with what you're doing, that have got your back or who think you're great, because this is how you're going to move forward. Um, yeah, you need to believe it. So you need to believe it before you can see it, which is what this seems like. Because if you're being you're kind of stuck in this energy of, oh, nothing's going to change, or the same thing is going to happen, whether that's conscious or not, that mightn't even be conscious to you. But if you've had a disappointment in the back, or if something in your life has like fallen apart or broken down or been destroyed, or if you've lost something quite significant in the past, and you're still, even though it might have been a long time ago, you still have that energy within you. And so you need to build yourself up from that again, even though it mightn't be super active, you mightn't be super conscious. But clearly, with all these fours, like, you've gotten to a certain level, but you can't go beyond it yet. So you're going to have to believe it until you see it. That's how it's going to work for you, it seems. There could be something around kind of like teamwork. It's again the other people. This is growth, harmony, growth. Yeah, you need to find your people, or at least positive affirmations, or look at positive things, or something like that. Goddess of the earth. Now here we have a tree again, right? And this tree, she's inside in it, she's growing it, and she's pouring, you can see here, she's got love here. She's pouring love into this growth. She's pouring love into self. She's got the same or similar. She's got a star above her head. She's got the heart above her head. She's got her arms up here. She's got one arm up here. It's moving also to the right into the future. This is stagnant, stuck. There's nothing in here. This is just producing for producing's sake, the bare minimum to get by. This is real growth. This is real love that will come from that. An idea connected to imagination, creativity, and nature is coming your way. Yeah, there's something inspiring happening to you, or you need to become more inspired so that you can stay committed on your path. You need to big yourself up and stay committed on this path. This is how you're going to keep going, to focus, to direct. Oh, guardian angel. Yeah. So talk to your angels. Your guardian angel is always, always at your side, never leaving you. And when you are sad, lost, and afraid, and you think he abandoned you because you can't hear or feel him, trust, you are never alone. He's always with you, or with you always. Now, if you're into angels, then definitely talk to them and ask them for signs about that, or ask them to give you the confidence, to help you with the confidence or the ego boost that you kind of need, I think, at the moment. If you're not into angels, I would just kind of like ask the universe or whatever you believe in to give you signs, or to just whisper into the ether about what you want, or imagine it on the wind, the compliments coming to you or the success coming to you. Okay, so I hope you got something from that group 3. Thanks for watching.